Welcome back to the review section to talk about the article a little bit more. The Trade Secretary Liz Truss of the UK, I think, is trying to replicate the same deal that the EU had with Japan. And so this means they will eliminate tariffs on Japanese cars, technology, all this kind of thing that Japan is really well known for.
Replicate.
Replicate.
The trade deals between Japan and UK and EU are very important to everybody. And according to the Japan-EU kind of policy or tariffs, the tariff will actually be phased out as of 2033.
Phase out.
Phase out.
The UK actually exports about $24 million of cheese last year, which is quite a modest amount. And about $130,000 of that went to Japan. So it's a very interesting situation with, how much is this worth it and how much should we be fighting over this kind of cheese tariff?
What is your opinion about the whole Brexit situation?
Yeah, so, it's terrible. It's terrible. My opinion is very negative on it. At the time, I was actually in England, so I could see the point of view of people who wanted to leave, and it was very regional. You go into London, everyone wants to stay. As soon as you leave London, everyone wants to leave. It was a very strange atmosphere to be in. So I could understand why people wanted to leave, and that's because the party was actually feeding them a bunch of lies that seemed very nice. But I always wanted to stay, and now we're going to face some really bad repercussions, basically.
So we talked a little bit before how certain events of this year have kind of overshadowed the events of 2019. Can you think of anything that may have happened in 2019 that have been overshadowed by the COVID virus this year? Or I guess many things this year?
For England, we've had multiple elections for Prime Minister.
Oh yeah, that's
which
true.
I heard basically nothing about being here, right? I just saw it on BBC, which was shown at our workplace. I'm sure there was a few big deaths last year as well. But it's really hard to think of much. I just know, UK politics. So the pandemic has actually overshadowed Brexit, which is interesting. Brexit overshadowed lots of things, but this pandemic has overshadowed Brexit, so it's quite ironic in that case. But can you think of anything?
I guess the Australian bushfires that happened late last year in December. Basically, it's been a terrible year for many countries around the world, or for everyone for that matter, but Australia really had this bad situation where the bushfires devastated a lot of the wildlife in the country areas. And I think there was a lot of damage to housing and people. And not too long after the COVID virus started, so it was one after the other. And I think that a lot of support that was going towards the bushfires has been moved now to COVID situation. But I guess they're both natural disasters, or they're both disasters in some way. So yes, it's been overshadowed, but there's new things to worry about, I guess, this year.
Right.
Anyway, that wraps it up for today. We'll see you on the next unit.